Hello, my fellow Zimbabweans. How are you wherever you are? So I come in peace, and I just want to comment on Makandiwa's story where he has been challenging people to say the fake prophets, what is happening to the fake prophets. It's a lot. It's a lot. Anyway, if you are new on my platforms, I'm streaming live on Facebook and I'm streaming live on YouTube. Welcome to my page. My name is Penelope, the African princess. I'm an advocate for the girl child. Ndomirira nyaya dzevanhu vanasikana. But nonetheless, even if you are a girl child, wherever you are, we do talk about nyaya dzevanhurume. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscription button so that you can hear the latest juice that is happening in our country and around the world. We have had a decade in Zimbabwe, not even a decade, maybe 2 or 3 decades, where we've had Makandiwa. He was one of the people akatanga machurch ku Zimbabwe. Let's be factual, guys. When all these churches started, kwakatanga kuchipisa was kuchurch kwamakandiwa. The first church we had in Zimbabwe that were preaching about miracles and promising people miracle money, miracle bricks. I know at one point people kuchurch kwamakandiwa vaitengeserwa mabrick vachiti uyai mutenge brick, ukatenga brick rinonoita kuti uite sei uvake dzimba dzenyu. Makandiwa was the first prophet, if not a prophet, a papa. For us in Zimbabwe to see kuti minana iri kuitika kumachechi, takatanga naMakandiwa. He is one of the first prophets that came. Makandiwa is good with the word. I will not discredit. If you read your Bible and you want to follow your Bible and you want to be inspired by the word, the very best person to listen to is Makandiwa. He preaches, he delivers the word. That's how I know Makandiwa. Until the day akaita miracle yekuti amutsa mwananga kafa. We have seen Makandiwa performing miracles at his church. Through Makandiwa, Ubet Angel came, guys. Ubet Angel akatanga ari ku National Sports Stadium. Makandiwa ameno ku sports ground kwaaitira kuchitanga kuchizara vanhu. The whole of Zimbabwe started to know Makandiwa. He is the one that brought all these fake people in Zimbabwe. 20 years later, 30 years later, he wakes up and he says he's challenging the whole Christian field. Anyway, I don't believe in prophets. I've never believed in any miracle. I work hard for my money. To be where I am, I have worked hard for myself. I have never believed in anyone healing me. This is why I sent my children to go and become medical doctors, because I believe it can be done that way. I am not a person that takes chances with my life and believe in a prophet. Muprofita ari kutambura. How do you expect muprofita ari kutambura ari vulnerable? We're not talking about Makandiwas, because they were clever enough to do their magic to fool the people of Zimbabwe and vachivabira mari. Maprofita fall under the same. It's only kuti maprofita nenga akapfeka hembe dzavo white. Mapapa nenga akapfeka masutu avo, and they can speak better English than maprofita, but the sequence is the same. I remember when I was in Cape Town and Anonzani Walter Magaya came. I went to one of Walter Magaya's church conference. It was in Belleville. The reason I went is because Magaya was preaching about buying land in South Africa kuti vanhu vagovaka dzimba. So I went there because it was a business. It was more of a business plan than my miracles. And I remember when I went ku How are you, my brother? I'm sorry, I will not be able to answer people on my other phone because I'm doing Facebook and I'm also doing YouTube at the same time. But I can see you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. So I remember I went to Magaya, and when he started talking to people, the people that were in his congregation, when he was talking to them about the projects, the which are housing projects that he was trying to start in South Africa. He even asked his people, Vemu the broadcasters, the people that do the cameras and everything, to say, can you switch off completely the televisions? Because these stories we are talking about, it's for people very within. That is when I also realized Magaya was a scam. He is a business person. He has realized where I can get people very vulnerable and make my money is through the poor people. People have come and abused poor people to make their fortunes. Why do I feel Kuti Makandiwa right now wakes up? It's hardly a month ago where Passion Java came on social media and challenged. Passion Java made a comment to say, how do you say a man of God, Anojiti EMD Makandiwa, he's got the richest church building in Zimbabwe, using the poor people's money, but he does not use that money to empower the poor people in his church. Literally what Passion Java was trying to tell us as a community is, Makandiwa, he had the money to build the biggest church in Zimbabwe. Plus or minus, people claim the church is 40 million US dollars. Passion Java challenged Makandiwa. I was also standing with Passion Java to say, what Passion Java is saying makes sense. Even you as a Zimbabwean should understand this. How do you have a prophet that has a church worth $40 million and he is not doing anything for his people? We have not seen Makandiwa doing anything for any Zimbabwean people. We see him, Makandiwa with Olinda Chapel, they're not different. They are the same. They steal from the vulnerable people. They come in front of the vulnerable people. They start showing off again to the vulnerable people. You steal from the vulnerable people. You go and you build your church. They are suffering. Instead of creating job employment within the church, we don't have anything like that. Takampo Ona TB Josh, we've seen people from Nigeria, Anapapa from Nigeria. Either they are real papas or they are magic papas. Only God knows. I don't believe the bullshit. I swear I don't believe the nonsense. I do not believe. If I want to talk to my creator directly between me and him, I can speak in my own language. I can speak in Shona. I can speak in my mother's language. I can even, if I feel like Lord, I'm not understanding, but you can read my mind. I can still speak to your God directly. So I don't need anyone to come in between and say, I'm a papa, I'm a what. People saw the opportunity, Zimbabwean people, African people, we became so vulnerable. We became so vulnerable with poverty. And we started, sometimes poverty can lead you to do terrible things, guys. Poverty. Hey, poverty. Ask ladies, if you are a man out there or you are a human being out there, ask the ladies, they will tell you, if a woman doesn't have money, if a woman does not work for herself, what things have they compromised to get a meal on their table? It's a cruel world out there, but unfortunately the papas and Makandiwa, they are the ones that started. I want you guys to remember this. Hubert Angel is a papa in Zimbabwe who seems to be doing so well. He was also caught up on the scandals, Yegoride in Zimbabwe. Fine. I understand them. If I had an opportunity to fool people, maybe I could do the same. But I want you guys to understand, Hubert Angel and Makandiwa, together with the Nigerian guy, Hubert Angel's papa and Makandiwa's papa are the same. Their spiritual fathers are the same. You bet Angel and Makandiwa with that Nigerian guy, they sit on the same table. And Makandiwa and you bet Angel call each other. They call each other spirit brother or brothers in spirit. And they have one spiritual angel, spiritual father. Then Makandiwa comes and says, I want to challenge every prophet. All of these people that call themselves prophets, they are fake. Including Mwana Vake in the spirit. I don't think this is directed to all the other small little. I do not think this challenge is directed to the small little people in the background. This is more ZANU-PF fighting up there, Kuma Church. This is where Makandiwa is a politician. Anoita neshe ZANU-PF. Ana Ubet Angel ndeve ZANU-PF. But mukurwirana zvinzvimbo zvavo kumusoro ikoko kuti who should be leading with the presidents. Ubet Angel got demoted. Abudisa nyaya dzake dzaakabudisa pa God Mafia. He got exposed. He got compromised. He cannot still be the leader there. Makandiwa comes and says Mnangagwa is the best leader that was chosen. Ubet Angel can wake up and say Makandiwa is taking my position as the closest Munanona Matira president. Makandiwa will say, okay, ED, I'll go and challenge everyone to say, if Ubet Angel is able to prophet you, let me challenge everyone. This is more than what we are thinking. This is not something for us. It is them fighting. It's like Chiwengwa fighting Mnangagwa. Ubet Angel na Makandiwa eat from the same plate. Kuchurch kwa Ubet Angel kunaitwa minana, guys. Everyone knows kuchurch kwa kuchurch kwa Ubet Angel. Ubet Angel's church inozivikamwa na kuti papa. Ubet Angel has got major. Major. His whole idea about major this, major that is the minanas that he's doing. He will even say, I see your bank account. Those are the things that Makandiwa was talking. In riddles, Makandiwa was addressing Ubet Angel. He is his spiritual brother. If Makandiwa is not addressing Ubet Angel, he is addressing Magaya. It's the big fish. You also mapostori varkupindira mese murima fake. Mese murima fake mapostori. You know, sometimes I always come and shout pana papa Facebook. I'm a person that can buy. I always want to ignite the fire. And on so many occasions I've thought you sometime maybe mapostori achandiroya. Kushauta kwandinongoita wingi na uchivayo. Kana vane simpa se vanoregere chikunditumira zvavanokwanisa kunditumira. So Makandiwa is also poking people, but not these young ones on the ground. Don't worry, all you people on the ground. He is not directing you. The message is directed to the Ubet Angels. The message is directed. There are 3 prophets. Passion Java did say, there are 3 tycoons in the Christian world that are operating the world in Zimbabwe. Ubet Angel, Makandiwa, and Magaya. So when Makandiwa wakes up in his church and is trying to spite people or ignite anger in people, or he is trying to show downfall of one of those people on top, Makandiwa, to be fair on him, Makandiwa doesn't do profit. But we know at one point, Makandiwa kambomutsa mwana akafa mchurch make. Kana muchizviziva, guys. He is also a fake prophet. He is also a politician. You cannot dilute Christianity and politics in one bottle. It's like water and oil. They don't mix. There's no way you can be a politician at the same time be a pastor. Hajifambe. This is why you see the Roman popes, they are kuVatican uku. Havatombotongi nezvenyika. But we have seen Makandiwa publicly coming. Is this not a political stance that he's pulling? Don't you think isusu as Zimbabweans we are getting food? Don't you as Zimbabweans think kuti this is a political stance they want to use us as the people? Yes, to mapostori twese, they are fake. It's unfortunately a lot of people lose their money believing kuti kune maprofita. How do you feel after so many years you've been forcing your husbands, your children kuti ende tinonamata kumapentecost? It's a pity there are people that are in the church realm zvekutodaro stupidly into church believing kuti kuchurch kunobetsera. Unfortunately, I want you African people to understand. Right now, I'm in England. On Sundays, what I do when I'm off, I travel. The biggest churches that were ever built, kunama centuries, 19th century, 18th century, they are in England. They've got the biggest cathedrals. They've got the beautiful churches in England. Because people in the past, people that got money, they could build castles. People that got money, they could do my churches. Unfortunately, the people that brought the Bible to you as African people, they don't believe in the Bible anymore. You can walk into Europe, the whole of Europe on a Sunday morning and count in total how many people are in church. The total number Europe yese kuva England kunoshika ku Finland uku. Uchiverenga people that are my churches the whole day, statistically, you will find kuti congregation inenge iri kwa Magaya kana kuti kwa Makandiwa inenge iri times 100. Ku England, people have stopped believing in the nonsense yekuti kune church because they realized kuti the people that were leading the churches were after money. It's a business. It's a business. Everyone that is running a church is a business. They understand. Could you go to church in your numbers? You give your dollar as by offering. It's not taxable. It's easy money that people get and they bank it. You are empowering other people to read the Bible to you when you can simply read the Bible at your own space. You can decide to be a good person. Why do you want someone to convince you to read the Bible? People have stopped. In Europe, people have stopped believing. I go to church, and on so many occasions that I go to church on Sundays, will be 8 people in church. 8 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tapedza church, we have tea and coffee. I think that's the reason why I go, because I just want to interact with people. I want to meet friends. The saddest part about it, I'm the youngest in that church. There's a small little boy that comes, Karukuma 10 years, but I'm the youngest in church because all the people in church are 80-something years old. So my generation, all people in my generation and less, they've stopped believing in this nonsense called church. Where's more prophets? How do we as African people get food nevarungu? Kushika kuna 2025. Ivo varidzi vakauya neBhayibheri, they don't pray anymore. I remember the other sermon I went to church. Instead, in Susuku, Africa, we spent the whole day trying to find miracles. We want to hear, hey, God, my husband, this. Please, I'm praying for my husband. You use the church to pray for your husbands. You use your church to get a husband. You use your church to say, give me a job. Those are the prayers that most of us African people are going to church tichinonamatira. But in Europe, we go to church and we talk about the slave trade, how terrible it was for the slave trade, and we wish things would be okay in Africa. We are remembering the people that suffered in the slave trade. Those are the things that they are praying for here. You understand? In memory of people that lost their lives when there was the World War One. Those are the things they pray for here ku England ku church. Iwo uri kuda murume. Vanhu veku England vakawana mari dzavo. They don't go to church and pray for money. They don't go to church and pray for a miracle because they've got their monies already. They've worked for their money. Even if they don't work, the government still gives them the grant to survive. So there's no way I can wake up on a Sunday and say I'm going to church kunonamata. Papa has to hold my head kuti ndiwane basa. They don't believe in that cock, guys. It is said. It is said when you travel the world, you get to understand that tichiri kure is African people. When are we going to liberate ourselves? It's nice. It's a good thing that Makandiwa, all of you people believe. I have, on my Facebook page, I've said so many horrible things about my pastors. I've said so many, how I was so angry with Makandiwa coming and saying ED is normal. And I'm thinking in his church, he's got millions of his followers that are living under the poverty data, meno, whatever data dzamunotaura nechirungu ikoko. But 99% yevanhu vanonamata Makandiwa, they're living in poverty. They cannot even afford to spend $20 a day on themselves. $20 times 10 is 200. Another 10 is 400. Another 10 is 600. How many Zimbabweans can afford a budget here $600 per mwezi? The people that follow Makandiwa, they can't. But you go, you have a pastor that you are busy following with all your heart in stupidity mindset. Panekuti utore energy, that energy, and divert it on something else to empower yourself. You are busy following Makandiwa, then he comes back and in your faces achikuudzai kuti akuna munhu anonzi muprofita. I did not say that. Makandiwa has challenged people to say, if you are a real prophet, come and prove it in my church. I'll give you 1 million. He is calling up on all people. Thank goodness we were never food. Isusu, we were never food. I am glad I was not part of the people that has said, I wanted to pray and worship. I wanted to namata mwari. I have worked hard. I always encourage the girl child. Vanurume, work hard. Life is about working. Life is about grabbing opportunities. Life is about changing. Strive to change your life for the better. Not to kumirira miracle money. Where do you think the miracle money is going to come? You are busy saying to Makandiwa, trukuda miracle money, trukuda miracle ma bricks. Vanhu vakatengesegwa zvimadhina, guys. Hey. People were buying from Makandiwa. He made a factory where he was making bricks in his church. Magaya was selling water and oil, miracle water, miracle oil to his congregates. Thousands and thousands on the table. He would be collecting money. No tax paid. They will sell water from a bowl. What do you call it? Unpurified water. They will go to wherever they would get water. No, he's not even paying the council for that water. He goes, he digs a bowl, he takes water from a bowl. He's putting it in the containers. He's selling you $5 a bottle. You buy that. You take it to your homes. You start praying and saying, Papa has given me holy water. How naive. How much stupidity are we as human beings? Zimbabweans, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. Not only am I preaching to you about Makandiwa or Magaya, I want you guys to wake up and understand it. The leadership is fooling us. When are you going to wake up? 2025, we are still living in dark ages where black people are being fooled by the Bible, by your own black brothers. You are, I would let the white person get away with it to say, okay, maybe you are scared of their color. But your own black brother comes and sells a brick to you and say, with this brick, let's ask Makandiwa how many bricks he sold to the innocent, poor Zimbabwean people. He built an empire. That church that you are calling Makandiwa's church in Zimbabwe, it belongs to you, the congregates. In America, because they know business, church is business, they allow people, their congregates, to be partners. You get into a church and you say, I want to be a partner, so that you get also my returns. It's a business. It's an organization. And a TJ Jakes and a dollar. They are running a business. Ku Africa, you get so naive and you have one Magaya on top, one Makandiwa on top, one Ubet Angel. Vapera na Makandiwa. This is why now they are attacking each other. Or they've made enough monies for their generational line to come. Vana vaMakandiwa, vazukuru vake nevazukuru to come will never suffer, because you were so naive and stupid enough to spend your time and your money supporting my fake prophets. All of them, they are fake. The next thing you're going to hear, Makandiwa is now the prophet or the pastor of the Zimbabwean what. Because he's also campaigning. One thing you need to know as Zimbabweans, we are here at this moment trying to bring change. How do we remove the Mnangagwas? How do you remove the Mnangagwas? We don't want to be proven kuti we've got a prophet who can do better than the others. Imbava. Muprofita wese akabata Bible imbava. Hapana muchene. You cannot have a Makandiwa who goes and he gets involved in politics and still come back and preaches to you. How does it differentiate? Panonzwira vanhu tsitsi ndepapi kana achiita politics nevanhu vane utsinye vari kugarisa maZimbabweans nenzara. MaZimbabweans vana we are living like dogs in 2025. You don't know where your mother is. Some of you don't even know the last time you saw your mother. You don't even know, our mothers don't even know my faces evana vavo. Ana mai vedu vari kutiona tiri pamafoni emafirita. You don't even know kuti mai vako vamwa mvura iri kubva pai. Let's not get our attention diverted. What we want right now as Zimbabweans is to remove even those false prophets that are on the ground. Including Makandiwa, all of them, they are fake prophets. Hapana mchene. Hakuna mbava iri nani pane imwe. Hakuna chihure chiri nani pane chimwe. Ukahura uchiratidza munhu manudu ako pafoni. Wakafanana nemunhu ari kuhura achinobviswa hembe achiitwa. Saka hakuna chihure chekuti, I was just showing them my pictures. Adzia moto wembava imbava. And we have known Ubet Angel is Makandiwa's brother in the spirit. One of them akaita birth to the other. If Ubet Angel started and then Makandiwa akazotanga, kana kuti Makandiwa akatanga, Ubet Angel akazotanga, we have seen them together in the same church. We have seen them all preaching. Ubet Angel mukuru weminana. And I kuchi channel chake. And Have you ever wondered, guys, what is happening right now in Zimbabwe? We have a Jah praiser that is singing so well with a talent. I don't know what's wrong with that guy. He is so talented. He is the best thing that has ever come out of Zimbabwe, music-wise. And then he gets compromised on the way. This is what money power does. You get compromised. The next thing we are seeing, Jah praiser ari kuimbira Hubert Angel kasong. So Jah praiser na Hubert Angel wemapentecost muri kunzi namba Makandiwa muri fake. Kana touya totuka Jah praiser motiti Penelope une jealous. Ndinenge ndakatofunga earlier than Makandiwa inini. Because what I've been telling you is what now Makandiwa is coming. Jah praiser was thing. He's got a hit song that he is saying, Dokota. Yaimbira Hubert Angel yekuti Dokota, hori Dokota. You know that song, guys. It came out, I think, this year or end of last year. Dokota meaning kuti muri doctor munomperforma minana. That is Hubert Angel. 1 month later, Makandiwa says there are no real prophets in Zimbabwe. You are all fake. Jah praiser and Hubert Angel. Iwe Jah praiser waimbira Hubert Angel chiti ndi Dokota. Your other counterpart comes and says you are fake. Wakaiwanepi gati we kuimbira Hubert Angel kuti uri Dokota. You are misleading people. Unashamefully. You are misleading. Regai kuchinzi ana Lucifer in the Bible had beautiful songs. Be very careful of people you are saying they have talent, because in the same Bible, the Lucifers had beautiful songs. They were beautiful singers in the Bible. They could sing beautiful melodies and mislead the people. Makakaona, guys, and is it in ndakakumbira Jah praiser kuti ndonoimbira Hubert Angel song yekuti Dokota. Aivaparidzira kuti ndimi Dokota munogona kuita minana. You are the best achimbira Hubert Angel. Sunday yapera Makandiwa was busy saying hakuna minana inoitwa muno. Muri kuzvonawo. It is really, I am just wake up Zimbabweans. Wake up. Kuita poor, kuwe vulnerable. Never get to a point in your life that you are so vulnerable. Walk away with your pride. Famba nenzara yako pane kunosvika uchizvininipisa uri vulnerable pamberi peumwe murume kana kuti umwe mukadzi. I pray for that on every other human being. Because the minute you become so vulnerable, unotoziva kuti abuse is at the door. People will abuse you for your vulnerability. People do, as much as people will come and say they want to help, but they will abuse. And tikagara taziva kuti hapana munhu ari kuchimhanya. Everyone who is doing something, they want to get something out of it. If you start understanding that mindset, the reason I am here on social media, I have this camera on, I have that camera on, is because I want Zuckerberg to pay me on this phone, and I want YouTube, Google to pay me on the other phone. I am paying school fees for my vulnerable brother's children. I do not want it to come from my pocket. I would rather talk on social media. Ndichibetsera vanerera dzekumba kwedu. People were brought in England with their families. Let me tell you something. People were brought in England, either their families, their brothers, their sisters. Ask everyone that came to England with their brothers and sisters. Vaichanjwa mari nehama dzavo. Vaichanjwa mazimari kudai nehama dzavo. Hakuna munhu akaitira munhu zvemahara. Hakuna munhu anoitira chinhu zvemahara. Kune vakadzi vakawiswa nevarume muno muIngirindi vakanzi bhadhara mari yako. Handi muri kuzvinzwisisa. Kune vakadzi vakawiswa muno muIngirindi vakanzi bhadhara mari. Kune hanzvadzi yakawiswa kuno kuEngland nabhudhi vanga vagara vari kuno kuEngland for 20-30 years. Asi pavakanzwa kuti kwave nemasiwo esi, vakauya. Handi muri kuzvinzwisisa, vakauya. They came. Vakasvika kuno kuEngland. Vakasvika kuno kuEngland, vakabhadhariswa mari. So the minute you start understanding kuti everyone has a motive. When you see your papa waking up every day in the morning, he can see there's a gold mine coming out. There are fake prophets in the world. The nice thing about life, the people that brought those Bible into your faces, into your lives, I'm not saying don't believe. Believing is up to you. The nice thing in England, are you a Christian? Or even if I say I don't believe in that nonsense, no one will crucify me. I am not being demonic. I am being a natural human being who can say, okay, what am I getting from being a Christian? Kuenda kuchechi zvinondibenefitei. Ukandibvunza futi kuti which religion are you? Ndokwanisa kutoti uri kundiitira racism muno muEngland because hazvitenderwi kubvunzwa. Munhu anorarama zvaanoda, but hazvireve kuti hatimaverenge mabhaibheri edu. Ndinotonaro Bible. My Bible costed me $150. Ndakatenga Bible rangu $150 because I believe. Pane pamwe when I'm going out of my way, the Bible brings me back to my normal sense, but I don't need impostory in it. I believe if anything happens to me, the universe allows it, or God allows me, kuti, this is going to happen, this is not going to happen. We are poverty, guys, poverty. It's unfortunately, I don't know how we're going to finish the poverty in our African countries. But first and foremost, the only way we can remove poverty and improve the standards of every Zimbabwean living on the ground is to remove the corrupted government in African countries. As Africans, we need to liberate ourselves. Before you can do anything, before we will have liberation in our mindsets, we need to first unreasonably be able to remove the people that are ruling us, because they don't give us any reason to be where they are. The minute you start realizing, Kuti, we've been in Zimbabwe, I'm 46 now, I'm turning 47. I think that's how old Zimbabwe is after independence. And nothing has happened. Nothing. There's nothing that you can write home to say, this is my beautiful Zimbabwe. This is what has happened in Zimbabwe. The only thing that you come out as Zimbabweans is, oh, we are so learned. Do you still talk about you people being learned as Zimbabweans? Or it's a thing that was spoken about years ago? Kutaura English hakuna wisdom. You can speak your English as Zimbabwean people, but it doesn't give you wisdom. We are the worst people. We don't think as Zimbabweans. We don't reason. We move with the mass. Last week, I want you guys to get this. 2 weeks ago, Geza came. We were all going with Geza. Last week, Makandiwa, either Tumwa na Mnangagwa. I think it's a Mnangagwa setup. It's a political thing. They are saying, how do we fight? I just also want to say this. Mama Chimama and Rumbi, the two beautiful ladies on YouTube. I follow both of them. I listen to both of them. I have respect for both of you guys. Stop fighting. Stop fighting each other and let's continue preaching the word to Zimbabweans. Kuti, teach you and me, Chimama na Rumbi, tinebasa. Let's not fight. Let's not fight. Let's find common ground to convince Zimbabweans to wake up kuti tinovhota. Ndiswa nachimbwido vacho, but kana tikatanga kutukana, we will lose the goal. Let's not fight, ladies. ZANU-PF inotoshandisa vari influencer. It will not come to us. We are too junior in the game here, politics. Saka don't worry about ZANU-PF kuti ZANU-PF is paying who or what. ZANU-PF inotoshandisa na Makandiwa. Game changer. The whole of this week, all of you guys will be busy talking about Makandiwa, including me. Because I want also money. This is how ZANU-PF does. It's a ZANU-PF thing to say, go and disturb every movement. How do we destroy? Maoko angu, they are each. I hope I get something nice. How do we get something? How do we divert the youth of Zimbabwe from thinking about Geza, from planning about Geza? If Geza is coming, we all have questions. Is Geza for real? Is he coming or not? Yesterday, I was addressing every Zimbabwean youth, you and me included. Remember, Geza is 80-something years old. There's no way Geza is going to go on the streets for you and me. As a Zimbabwean, remember Geza is 87 years old. The minute he made that press conference, he has started a movement that you and me are supposed to finish. Not to say we are going to wait for Geza. Ugeza umdala. Ugeza umdala. Ugeza is our elderly. Ugeza umalume. Ugeza is our uncle. Utatamkulu, whatever language you use in your home. He is our grandpa who's got the courage to say, this is bullshit. He has started something. You don't sit comfortably in your 40s, in your 30s, in your 50s and say, we are waiting for Geza. Yes, we are waiting for Geza, but you should know the responsibilities are on you as well. Hapana, you have done it. You Zimbabweans, we've done it on Nelson Chamisa, where we think Nelson Chamisa single-handedly is going to take over and remove the Mnangagwas or the Chiwengwas. We have let Nelson Chamisa down. Where we are supposed to do group work, he has tried to conquer everyone. Come, Zimbabwean people, in your numbers, support me. But when he needs the most of you people, you all go on your phones. Our politics is only on our phones. Hello, every time they bounce, I send you 20 stars. I don't know what's happening. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that, my dear. So this is the thing as Zimbabweans. We really need to liberate ourselves. Guys, mbuyane anda kufava chitaura shuwa kuti dora gidi uzvitonge. Ndoda kutomboidownloada song iyoyo. Kuti unosvika rini iwewe uchitongwa nemubhunu wechibhoyi. Imagine tiri kutongwa nemabhunu echibhoyi. Vane mweya yakaipa kudarika yaSmith. Tiri kutongwa nezvima Hitler zviri kuZimbabwe. Zvima little Hitler. #Mnangagwa. Ndizvo zviri kutitonga. Hazvina kana hanya nevanhu. Zvobva zvaisa maprofita ana mumakandiwa mukati mazvo kuti endai munovhiringidza vanhu veZimbabwe. Tichakwera kuvhiringidzwa. Have you ever wondered how politics uses Christian people? I remember when Bodagezi came. I'm a politician. I've always been a politician. Don't mistake me and see me naked here and think my brain don't think. I have always been a politician. I was one of the people that started wearing MDC in college. When we were in college, that's when MDC started. We were the crazy youth college. Tichitanga MDC. But I want you guys to understand, when MDC came, Bodagezi started. Do you know who the government used? The Mapo story. Because they know that's where the vulnerable, poor Zimbabwean people are. They came with a wave. Do you know why those youth programs called Bodagezi? Because Bodagezi was impostori. He was apostle. Everyone in Marondera, everywhere in Zimbabwe, people were wearing Juma garments. Kwanga kusati kwave nemaPentecostal. Kwanga kusati kwave nana Makandiwa vanenge vachiti kana vakachitaura elegantly chirungu. So vanotaura Makandiwa anotaura chishona, hatombotauri chirungu. Makandiwa is a Shona speaking person. His English doesn't tantalize when he's preaching. Makandiwa is a Shona speaking pastor. Akapiwa chipo chekuparidza naMwari, akarasika munyika Makandiwa. Dini ndadaro enda ndisikunyepa. Chipo chekuparidza anacho Makandiwa. Asi akazorasika asvika muHarare akudyidzana neZanu PF. He became compromised. I want you guys to understand the church is the most cruel people that abuse human beings in the world. Chero Roman Empire vanhu vanozviziva. Do you know at one point Ignatius Chombo, I told you I follow politics so closely and I see what Mbava are doing. At one point, Ignatius Chombo used to sit mu church Mama Gaya ku front line. So you know what these politicians do? They are stealing money. They will see a person that they want to, okay, in the case of Ignatius Chombo, I'll give you a piece of land, but we do my shares. They are going and negotiating shares nema papa enyu. Let's build a church, but my returns in there do no share. Let's build a school. Let's build a soccer stadium. But anopiwa land mahara magaya. Anoipiwa for free land yeye. Iwori ku Zimbabwe una kana stand yeimba. But uchiendo chinoti papa. Hashtag pasine maprofita. Maprofita amuri kuteverera imbavha. Makandiwa imbavha. Makandiwa ukagara waziva kuti Makandiwa anodyidzana naMnangagwa. Ukagara wangoti hutsinye una Mnangagwa. Wakarewa na vaMugabe vasati vafa. VaMugabe in his old age, he made sure he passed the message to you as Zimbabweans kuti that man is cruel. Ndiye ari kuchigwidzana nemuprofita mukuru wenyu wemuZimbabwe anonzi Makandiwa. Vanowirirana panyaya dzei. Zvibvunzei guys. Tiri kungoita maths panapa. Tiri kubatanidza nyaya dzese. Tichiita maths. VaMnangagwa navaMakandiwa vanowirirana pai. Anyway, I don't like addressing them as Vava. Mnangagwa na Makandiwa vanodyidzana mu one plate. How do you think the problem in Zimbabwe is going to be solved? Do you need, if you remove Mnangagwa from the throne, you have to make sure you remove Makandiwa from his church and ban his church in Zimbabwe. You understand? We will need to remove Makandiwa. The minute as Zimbabweans we are talking about a revolution, we should aim to remove all institutions that are compromised, institutions that are misleading our people, institutions ari kuita kuti vanhu vedu vave mabalance. We have learned men vanenge vari muchechi vachiti here papa varume vakuru munoenda kunonamata kambavha. Hubert Angel ndisiri ndakamurekodha achitaura zvaitaura zvegoridhe. Ari kutengesa nyika yako yeZimbabwe. Iwe murume unenge wakatoenda kuchechi nemhuri yako kuti ende kumai tukuenda kuchechi kwapapa. Even after abudiswa nyaya dzegoridhe, you still have people that still go to those churches and preach and enjoy. Muchivaramba muchivarumbidza varume ivavo. What kind of human beings are we? Chi, vakaroiwa nani maZimbabweans? Who bewitched you? Vakaroiwa nani? Who bewitched us as Zimbabweans? Because some of the things we do as Zimbabweans are not normal. They are not normal. In the desperation of wanting to get, zviri better unorompa, guys. Enda unorompa, enda kuvanhu vari kurombesa ng'anga dziri kupa vanhu kuti uri kuda kuita mari. 5 years uchaita mari yako. Kana kuti mai vaWinky nayo chivhayo hanti vakafa akasacrifice mai vake Winky nayo. Hazvitombori zvekunyepa kana kuti kupi. Akatora mai vake akanosacrifice mai vakafa. Endaiwo munotora munosacrifice ana mai venyu. Zviri nani pane kuteverera vamwe varume muchiti kwai tichawana mari mulife. There are no prophets paspano. Ivo vaMakandiwa, inini ndiri kuvachallengeawo kuti kana ivo variwo mupostori kana muprofeti, inini ndoda kuuyawo neSunday. Ndine chinhu chandakaisa muhomwe mangu vagokwanisa kuchitaurawo kuti tigoona kuti muprofite here. Kana vadaro vaMakandiwa, ndinokupai dzimba dzangu 2 dziri kuCape Town. Ndoziva kuti dzinobudisa more than iwo million. Hadzizobudise hadzo million US dollars. Hadzizobudisi million US dollars. But dzinosvikawo ikoko kumachakadaro $1,000. Makandiwa, ndiri kukuchallenge iwo neniwo kuti imimi kana muri mupostori mukuru chaiko muri muprofita, ndichatengesa dzimba dzangu tu mopa vanhu vechitendero vanokufollowai dziri Cape Town nhaka ndokupai. Mukaona chinhu chineniwo ndichauya, ndoda kuuya kuti ndigoisawo chinhu muhomwe mangu. Imi mugokwanisa kuchitaura kuti chii chiri muhomwe mapeni. Matitle deeds ndouya nawo baba. Ndinouya nawo matitle deeds angu vaMakandiwa. Inini ndoda kuonawo pamuri kuchallenge vamwe kuti imimiwo futi zviri mamuri zvakamirawo sei. Ndokupai matitle deeds, ndinobheja ne2 dzimba dzangu dziri Cape Town. Matitle deeds ndokupai baba. Mopa henyu vanhu vari mucongregation menyu dzimba idzodzo dziri 2. Mukakwanisawo kutaura chinhu chinenge chiri muhomwe mangu ichi, ndichachiuya nacho kuti chinenge chiri chekala rudzi. Ichi ndichauya nechimvharo chepeni, asi ndichachinjanisa macolors. Ini ndatokupaiwo an easy option kuti ndinouya nezvivharo zvepeni, asi pazvivharo zvepeni ndichatora cheorange, chepinki, chered, chegreen necheblack. Ndichanhonga 1 ndochiisa muhomwe. Imi mobva maita nhengerekeni, mobva mandiudza kuti ndicherudzi, kala rudzi, tigoona kuti muri muprofitawo here mukuru. Satani wemaJudha anobetreya vanhu. Uda kuuya kuzotishandisira politics panapo chitiudza zvekuda kuti tikufile kuti iwewe ndiwo nogona, iwe rika mutengesi. Makandiwa mutengesi, musatanist wemaJudha. Mutengesi Makandiwa, mutengesi ndindadaro. This is what I was also saying. If you want to listen to the word, that I cannot take away from Makandiwa. He knows how to preach. He is one of the people anogona kuparidza. But Makandiwa mutengesi. Mutengesi Makandiwa mutengesi. Ari kudya neZanu PF. Anything chinonzi ZANU PF, anything chinonzi ED. And pa akashatira Makandiwa ndepekuti Makandiwa ari kudya ne the West government in Zimbabwe. Inoita government yana ED Mnangagwa. It is the West government that is ever going to happen in Zimbabwe. And Makandiwa ari ku right hand kwa Mnangagwa. Do not be fooled by that tall man. As Zimbabweans refuse to kuti mubaizwe neka murume kaya kaya. Kamondi come Satanist, come politician, kari kudya namunangagwa. Anopinda muchechi macho achinyepedzera vanhu kuti izvoni vamunangagwa ndo vakasarudzwa naMwari kuti vaite nhingirikini. Hamuna kukanzwa kachitaura kuti inini I am better than Mwari. Kada kuzviita kaMwari iko. Bombo clat yakarehwa namaititi weMakandiwa. I said so. Kana newewo Makandiwa one minana dzaunokwanisa kundiita chindiitawo ka. Ini ndoda kuuya kuchechi kwako kuti uzondiudzawo kuti chinenge chiri muhomwe mangu chii. I will bring these in different colors and I want you to come and tell me which color I have. If you pass, I will give you 2 of my homes in Cape Town. I will bring the title deeds and I'll hand them over. Before you put me on the table, you shall see the title deeds. Tosainirana pasi kuti kana maiona Jeshua baba magona my title deeds up. Munopa 2 people, vulnerable people in your congregations. You cannot be coming and lying to people and thinking you are clever. Moda kuramba mchingo tamba nefungwa dzema Zimbabweans. You think you are very stupid, you. Do you think we are people, we Zimbabwean people, we shall continue being stupid and naive every time? You come, you tell us this, we follow. You come, they tell us this, we follow. We come, another one comes, they tell us this, we follow. We are just following like mad people. Zimbabweans, you need to wake up. Iwe mpamako nevana vako ndiwe usiri kutya. Iwe nemhuri yako ukazvitarisa kuti what do I have? Pano pasi Mwari vakandiwisa 45 years ndichirarama. What do I have as a human being? The work that you are putting in. 3/4 of you people are living in exile. Kumusha kwenyu hakugariki. Kudzimba dzenyu kumusha kwenyu hakugariki. Tiri kusiyira nyika yedu kuti vanhu vagere muZimbabwe. Ma corrupt people vaenjoy. Uri kuzvinzwisisa? Danye ndotongotya zvangu. Inini Mwari Jehovah. Dai ndakataka tiri kuSouth Africa. Ndatingoita zvinoita maSouth Africans man. Slogan yangu yakuti ndatingoita zvinoita maSouth African munoiziva man. Ndikazoita ndikaramba ndichiita deep. Inonzi deep into it. Vanondisungisa vakandidzingisa muEngland. Asi guys, ndatiite maSouth African, maZimbabweans. In short, ndiri kuti ndatiite sezvinoita maSouth Africans. Mazvinzwaka pachikuru ndiri kukutii ndatiite zvinoita maSouth Africans. Mazvinzwa? MaSouth African akaona kuti zvanetsa chero kuzvikoro vanoenda vachinoita sei? Chagai kuti maSouth African anoita sei? Kana vaneta nevanhu. Chero mabhasi kana treni kanetsa, rutu yetreni kanetsa, zvinoita maSouth African. Go and find out kuti maSouth African tozvifambisa sei kana tiri Joni. Ende tiite semaSouth Africans. Kana tisiri happy chero kuchurch. Once upon a time when I was reading the history of South Africa, when South Africans were not happy, when Mandela angakasungwa maSouth Africans akanopisa Secunda refinery. Kuipisa yese. It is in history of South Africans. Kupisa Secunda refinery yese. Vanopisa maSouth Africans. Vanopisa. I'm talking about South Africans. If you come and repeat my video, I am talking about South Africans. It is in the books of South Africans. South Africans who even go kumo kana zvavanetsa vanopisa mamo. I want to educate you about South African people that you say South African people are terrible. They know what they want. South Africans are the best people because kana vakaita grievance vanoziva zvekuita. Not zvekuswerera tiri pa social media zvatirikuita izvi. I love you. My anger is getting out of control. I don't want to say things that, as much as I'm a Zimbabwean, I know what Zimbabwean people can do to people to make them shh. So I love you guys. Stay blessed. But kana zvanetsa kwatiri kuenda kumberi uko, tikwanisa kungoita sema South Africans. Mazvinzwa? tofana kubvisa fee mukati melife dzedu. We do like South Africans. South Africans are very loving people. They are very democratic people. They are free. They've got their freedom at liberty. So the minute isusu eZimbabweans tikatanga kuita sema-South Africans, nyika yedu inoita musha. It will be fine. Before you know it, it will be fine. The economy of South Africa is okay. This is why we are all running to go to South Africa. But munoti munovatuka ma-South Africans. Hey, ma-South African anoburayana. Hey, ma-South African anoburayana. But life iri kutoenda, economy yavo ichitori bo. Their economy is okay. This is why we all go to South Africa and work. Hakuna mujanyirira anogara kuSouth Africa ari mupenyu, hazviiti. Makambozviona kuSouth Africa kuti kune manhingirikini vajanyirire vanenge vachingojanyirira vanhu sezvatinoitwa kuZimbabwe. Hakuna zvakadaro. I love you guys. Stay blessed. Peace unto you all. So now I am on YouTube and I don't know how to end my YouTube channel live stream. Let's try. Because it was my first time. Let's do that. Are you sure that you want to stop screen? Yes. Okay.